I'll put it in perspective. I was working a job that I hated, making no sales off of my beats. Do I want to keep working this 9-to-5 job, or do I want to change my situation? The extra 40 hours I would get from quitting my job, I would be able to invest back into music. I told my boss that I was leaving.
I appreciate all the support. If you guys would like and comment and subscribe to the channel, then we'll get into the video.
What's going on, guys? Today I want to talk about my music journey and doing whatever it takes as a music producer. So I realized over these last couple of years, I've really been able to accomplish so many things with going full-time in music, being full-time for over a year now, being a platinum producer and hitting the Billboard, and having artists that are my favorite artists, being able to work with them being on the Breakfast Club talking about their songs that they have with me is just an insane feeling. It's surreal, and I've been able to accomplish so many things over these past couple of years, and I don't take any of it for granted. I'm actually really humbled by it, and God's really blessed me in this journey. And so I really want to share with you what's happened these past couple of years. So I'll put it in perspective. 2 years ago, I was working a job that I hated. I was making no sales off of my beats. My content creation was terrible. I was getting no engagement. I had no fans. Whenever I reached out to artists and producers that I wanted to work with, they really didn't want to work with me. They kind of told me that my music wasn't on the same level as them. And this was a really frustrating feeling because I wanted to be a full-time music producer, but I didn't know anything about production necessarily. I thought my beats were okay, but my mixing wasn't up to par. I wasn't really as creative as I wanted to be, and I couldn't afford all the equipment that I wanted. So this really just kind of put me into a dark place where I had to make a decision. Do I want to keep working this 9-to-5 job and just be miserable, or do I want to change my situation, get out of this, and get into producing full-time, following my dreams, and doing what I love? So I worked a plumbing supply delivery driver job. So I drove a 26-foot long box truck, and I really hated the job because I had to wake up at 7 a.m. and then I had to work until 4 p.m. And I also just didn't like having a boss. So I had to make a decision, and I started doing things that a lot of people are not willing to do. So during my hour-long lunch break, I would drive 10 minutes back to my apartment. I would start watching informational videos, resourceful videos on how to produce, how to mix better, how to be more creative and make certain kinds of beats that I wanted to make. And so that was something that I would do. I would also get back to clients and things like that. And then I would work on my content creation. I bought a ring light. I'm using it right now to make this video. Things, just small investments I started making. I started spending thousands of dollars running Facebook ads, Instagram promo, BeatStars promo. All of these things I started experimenting with, doing the Gabe with Legion Beats ClickFunnels method to selling beat packs and things like that. So I was spending lots of money. I was making tons of mistakes, tons of errors, and I was experimenting with, spamming artists, experimenting with genuine communication, things like that. Just basically doing whatever I could do to figure out what was going to work for me. I eventually stumbled upon some methods that really worked for me. Basically DMing artists to sell beats, develop relationships. I send voice messages to artists. That's one gem that you guys have probably already heard from me. But if you're new to the channel, I sell beats primarily on Instagram. And then I also was able to develop a passive stream of income recently. But during this process, the way that I really leveled up everything was getting off of work at 4 p.m. and then working after I went to the gym, of course, basically until midnight, 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning. And what this did was it really just gave me a lot more time to work on chasing my dreams instead of, hanging out with friends, watching TV, playing video games. And I did all of these things, of course, but I really cut back on doing these things, and I traded in my weekends instead of going out for making beats, communicating, sending messages, making content. I know I would wake up on Saturday, and that was something that I really look forward to, was getting up at 6 a.m. on a Saturday morning, making a big breakfast, and then just working on beats and making content the entire day. So I say all of this to say that Jim Rohn, a multimillionaire, said that your life won't change and it won't get any better until you get better, until you change. And that really stuck with me, like listening to people that were in a situation that was better than me. I remember even doing whatever it takes. I was offering, hundreds of dollars to get consultations from producers in the game that was selling hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of beats every year. So I got into on a phone call with Dylan Graham. He's now selling like $250,000 a year off beats. But I got an hour phone call with him, and I remember just writing down every word he said, asking him tons of questions on how to monetize my work, how to make better beats, what plugins I need to be investing in. All of those things really add up, and it basically, the striving to get better, the striving to do more and succeed is really what drove me into a place where I had a lot of pressure on me, and I started to get more valuable as a music producer. And I started being able to communicate that value to artists. And they were able to see that. They really enjoyed listening to my beats and my creativity. And everything started to really go up. After a year and a half, I was really in a position where I was just really depressed. I was really going through it mentally with my job. But I was able to earn about anywhere from like $900 to $1,500 a month off beats. And at that point, my sister kind of advised me to quit my job. She was saying that, with the extra 40 hours I would get from quitting my job, I would be able to invest back into music. I would be able to, replace that part of my income effectively. And so I put in my 2 weeks notice. It really wasn't a hard decision because I was passionate about music. I knew I was going to do whatever it takes so that I could maintain a full-time job as a music producer. I think the first month that I quit my job, I think I made around $2,500 off of beats. And that really was the point where I knew that this was for me. Being my own boss was gonna be my future. So I hope that this is motivating you guys. I know a lot of us, may be working jobs we don't like, and we think that we're not able to reach our goals, but I'm a living testament that in just a couple of years, I was able to do all of this with music. You really just have to get yourself into a spot where you make a decision, all or nothing. You have to, you have to cut ties with people that are holding you back. I know early on, now my family is incredibly supportive of my craft, but early on, they're kind of advising me like, maybe you need to go in this direction. Maybe music isn't for you. Going full time in this might not be your calling, basically. But you're gonna have to ignore that. You're gonna have to press in and keep learning, keep expanding on your gifts and your talents, and just culminating those into something that's viable, so that people see that even though you didn't take their advice, you're going to make this happen. You're gonna make it work. So over these past few years, I really have added all of this knowledge into a beat selling guide that I sell to producers. And I'm actually updating it with all the new things I've learned over the last few months that I've able to develop. I've been able to develop a passive income stream of over $1,000 a month. And that's something that only took me 3 months to create. It's actually something that I learned from Dylan Graham whenever I had that consultation call. So I put it into practice recently, and it's really been serving me well. If you guys want to know more about this, you can either get a consultation with me, or in the description, there's a link to the beat selling guide. But what I've done is I've added my drum kit and the beat selling guide for free. If you get a consultation from me, then you can get an hour or 2 hour consultation, and that link's also going to be in the description. You're going to be able to get an hour consultation with me. I'll be looking at your beat store. I'll be looking at your content, your YouTube channel, your keywords, everything, basically coming up with an individual handcrafted plan for you guys to be able to kind of step more into being your own boss, making more money off of music, and getting on that path towards creating better music and getting the resources you need and the knowledge you need so that you can maybe quit your job in the next couple of years, and kind of follow the same path that I am doing currently. So I hope that my story has been something that is helpful to you guys, that you find motivation and inspiration from, so that you can chase your own dreams. Try and manifest your goals every day. Write down a few things that you want to achieve and stick to that. This is all my personal experiences that I'm sharing. If you do want the beat selling guide, or you want an hour Zoom call with me or anything like that, feel free to hit me up on Instagram. Feel free to hit the link in the description and purchase that. And remember, if you add all three to your cart, the consultation, the beat selling guide, and the drum kit, then you're gonna get the guide and the drum kit for free. So I hope this has been helpful to you guys, and I hope it inspires you guys. I'm probably gonna head out of here right now, but if you want to DM me for a free tip, DM me on Instagram at Sample Source Hub, and I'll give you a free tip on selling beats. I'll send a voice message to you guys personally, and other than that, I'm gonna head out, and I'll see you guys in the next one.